Hey guys, how's it going? Here's your review for your test tomorrow. Please follow along. That's probably the best way to study. And yeah, you will do absolutely fine tomorrow. So the first question here says to solve the inequality. So I need to move all my variables to one side. So 3n minus 2n, that is going to be n, plus 2 is greater than negative 12. And now I need to move all of my regular numbers to the other side. So the opposite of plus 2 is minus 2. So my answer would be n is greater than negative 14. All right, next one, same deal, train tracks. I'm going to add, actually, for this one, I'm going to move my variable first. So I'm going to subtract 2m from both sides. So now I'm left with negative 118 is equal to, let's see, that's 168m. Then I'm going to divide each side by 168. See here, that's an equal sign. So my answer is going to be that m is equal to whatever this is, simplified, which I believe is negative, let's see, maybe negative 59 over 84, something like that, something around there. All right, next one, solve the inequality again. I'm going to move all of my variables to one side. So I'm going to subtract 3x from here, subtract 3x from there. Negative 6x minus 3x is negative 9x. Minus 5 is less than or equal to 8. Then I'm going to add 5 to each side. These cross out. Negative 9x is less than or equal to 8 plus 5, which is 13. Now I need to divide by negative 9. Remember, when you divide by negatives, you have to flip the sign. So I'm going to bring it up here. But my answer, all right, so if you simplify the fraction, you're going to be left with x is greater than or equal to negative 1 in 4/9. That is the answer most simplified. Next one says to solve right in graph. So it says 15 is no greater than, so that's a less than or equal to sign, than the difference of a number and negative 18. We know two minuses together is a positive, so if I rewrite this, I'm going to have 15 is less than or equal to x plus 18. Then I subtract 18 on both sides. So I'm going to have 3 is less than or equal to x. To graph that, I would make myself a line. Let me do that real fast. In the middle, I'm going to have negative 3, it should be negative 3, negative 2, negative 4, and that is going to be a closed dot. And that dot's going to go to the right since its x is greater than or equal to negative 3. All right, next one, same deal. The difference of a number and 12 is more than, so more than is a greater than sign. 19. Difference means subtraction, so it's x minus 12. To solve this, train tracks, you add 12 on both sides. X is going to be greater than 31. So I'm going to make a graph of it. I'll make it down here. 31 is going to be in the middle, 32, and then 30. And that's going to be an open dot that goes to the right side because I want all the numbers that are greater than. All right, next one says to write an expression. It's 850 and then 350 for every mile you go. So since 350s and miles go together, you're going to have 3.5 m. And then you got to add on the 850 to the end of it. So your answer should be 3.5 m plus $8.50. All right, next one says write and solve an inequality that represents the number of bananas David can buy. So he wants to buy 2 pineapples and some bananas. So 2 pineapples plus bananas. You don't know how many. Let's see. And he wants to spend less than $10. Okay. So if he wants to buy 2 pineapples, we know that that's $6. And then we know that each banana is 50 cents. So I'm going to say 0.5 banana. Then is less than 10. To solve it, subtract 6 from both sides. You're left with 0.5b is less than $4. Less than, okay. And then you need to divide by 0.5 on each side. So b is less than 8, which means he can buy less than 8 bananas if he wants to spend no more than $10. So what we need to do then is put an open dot at 8, and then that's going to go to less because we can spend less than that amount of money. All right, here we need to solve a graph, so I'm going to draw my 2 train tracks, sort of. Let me try that again. Actually, I can probably do it with these lines. Perfect. So now I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. So I have negative 24 is greater than negative 3x. My next step is to divide by 3 on both sides. So that's going to be 8. And now I have to flip my sign since I divided by a negative. Then I'm going to put x over here. So this is x is greater than 8. So when I graph it, I put 8 in the middle, 9, 7. That's going to be an open dot that goes to the right because I need all the numbers that are greater than 8. All right, next one, same deal. I need to solve and graph the inequality, so let me put my train tracks in real fast. Perfect. I'm going to add 5. Actually, that already is a plus 5, so I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides first. So now I have negative 6x is less than negative 30. I'm going to be dividing by a negative again, so I need to flip my sign. So I'm going to have x is greater than 5. Then to graph that, 5's in the middle. That's going to be an open dot that goes to the right-hand side. All right, last one. 6th grade needs at least 150. So far, they've raised 60. Write, solve, and graph an equation. All right, actually, I'm going to make these boxes bigger. Hold on one second. All right, that should be better. So they need at least. So this word at least means a greater than or equal to sign. And I need at least $150. I don't know how much more I need, but I know that I currently have 60. So this is the inequality that I'm going to use. To solve, I would subtract 60 from each side. And then I'm going to have x is greater than or equal to 90. So they need to raise 90 or more dollars. And to graph it, we will put our line. We'll use that line. 90 is in the middle. That's going to be a closed dot because it's greater than or equal to. And then we're going to draw an arrow to the right-hand side. All right, if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or you can ask me tomorrow morning. Good luck on your test tomorrow.